In the dark hours of Berlin's early mornings, long after most of the city has slipped into sleep, a different kind of rhythm pulses through the streets. It's not the beat of music or the thrum of traffic, but the sound of adrenaline-charged footsteps, the hiss of spray paint, and the rapid shuffle of people in formation. Each one a soldier in an invisible war against the blank canvas of the urban sprawl. These are the Knights owned by One Up Crew, One United Power, an international genre-defying graffiti crew whose name has become synonymous with the audacity, precision, speed, and dominance. What started in Berlin would go on to echo across rooftops, subway tunnels, train yards, and city walls all over the world. One Up Crew was born in the early 2000s in the graffiti-thick streets of Berlin, Germany, a city still shaped by the ghost of the divided past. Following the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, the city quickly transformed into a haven for artists, squatters, and the grey concrete remnants of both East and West Berlin provided perfect canvases for expression. Berlin's graffiti scene exploded in the 90s and early 2000s, heavily influenced by the visual aggression of New York-style tagging, European train riding culture, and the politically rebellious tone of German street art. Out of this stew of artistic energy and urban grit, One Up Crew emerged, not as a single individual, but as a collective, a crew of like-minded graffiti writers who moved with military precision in a shared common goal: leave a mark everywhere and on everything. The acronym One Up, short for One United Power, wasn't just a name. The power was not about violence or domination in the traditional sense. It was about visibility, unity, and being unstoppable. Their work wasn't just graffiti, it was an act of urban choreography. One Up quickly gained notoriety for their team bombing operations, a strategy that would become their signature. While most graffiti writers work solo or in pairs due to the risks involved, One Up would strike with 5, 10, sometimes even 20 members, all masked up and all synchronized. They'd hit a spot, whether it's a moving subway car, a 6-story building, or the side of a bridge, and finish a full color piece in under 10 minutes, sometimes even faster. And then just as quickly, they'd vanish. This tactic relied on military level coordination, lookouts, timekeepers, designated sprayers, escape plans. The scale and speed left both authorities and rival graffiti writers completely stunned. The power in numbers, the One United part of their name, gave them an edge. Their operations were often filmed by their own media wing, which allowed them to control their narrative and aesthetics. These videos, sometimes released years after the actual events occurred, further enhanced their reputation. One Up's videography turned graffiti into performance art and their actions into legend. While their roots are firmly planted in Berlin, One Up grew beyond Germany's borders faster than any other graffiti crew of its kind. The name One Up began appearing in Paris, Athens, Istanbul, New York, Tokyo, Bangkok, Cape Town, and even into war zones like Syria. Their international projects showed that One Up was more than just a graffiti crew. It was an idea, a global network of skilled graffiti writers with a shared code. The collective now includes both men and women, people from various ethnic backgrounds, and graffiti writers with specialties in trains, murals, and installations. In 2016, One Up gained major attention when they dropped the Graffiti Olympics video, a jaw-dropping display of coordination that showed members doing various graffiti pieces simultaneously on moving trains, on buildings. Everything was all happening simultaneously, and they planned it perfectly. The video was a political statement as much as it was an artistic feature. It says, "We are everywhere, even here, especially here." And although One Up is rooted in illegal graffiti culture, they've also ventured into conceptual art, gallery shows, and social activism. Unlike some crews that quote-unquote sell out when they go legal, One Up has balanced both worlds by treating legal walls and galleries as extensions of their illegal practice, not a replacement. One Up's dominance in the world of train graffiti is another aspect of their legend. Trains are the holy grail of graffiti. They move, they spread your name, they carry your message across cities. Crew has hit trains in Europe, Asia, and South America, often in pure daylight, sometimes during rush hour, and occasionally with the full video documentation. In one famous instance, they painted a Berlin train in broad daylight and uploaded the footage days later. They don't just do tags and throw-ups. 1UP has been known to paint entire train cars, top to bottom burners, in a matter of minutes, a feat that a lot of riders wouldn't even attempt. Their dominance in train yards, especially in Athens, Paris and Berlin, has cemented them as a crew that respects the traditional codes of graffiti, but also continually evolving their work in many other art concepts. They keep continually evolving their craft. Another important aspect of 1UP's legacy is the presence of female riders, especially female 1UP, a predominant member whose identity remains unknown, but whose impact is undeniable. Female 1UP has participated in both illegal missions and gallery installations. Her presence within 1UP has helped shatter the male-dominated scene of graffiti and graffiti crews. She's spoken in rare interviews about the importance of visibility, strength, and unity, these themes that reflect the larger ethos of the crew. But 1UP's fame has led to several high-profile documentation projects. Like in 2017, the book 1 Week with 1UP was released, offering a rare glimpse into the 7-day spree with the crew. The book was created by the renowned street photographer Martha Cooper. The book is part documentary, part love letter to the intensity of the graffiti life. They've also featured in the Train Writing World documentary and other independent films, always maintaining a balance between exposure and anonymity. You'll never see their faces. They wear masks, hoods, not just to avoid police detection, but to emphasize the collective over the individual. It's never about one person, it's all about the name, the crew, the mission. As of today, 1UP is still active and more relevant than ever. Their pieces continue to pop up on social media, in drone footage, in music videos, and in hidden corners of the city across the globe. While many crews fade with time, 1UP has remained anonymous and consistently innovative. They adapt, they evolve, they remain untouchable, essentially. They've never been fully caught, they don't give interviews unless they choose to, they don't post their work on social media directly, but it always gets out there. It's like they have a third party posting for them. And of course, because of how famous they are, the streets kind of speak for them anyway. At its core, 1UP is more than just a graffiti crew. It's a phenomenon, a living archive of urban rebellion. They remind us that art can be illegal and still profound. That paint on concrete can actually shake cities. In a world where surveillance is constant and anonymity is rare, 1UP shows us what's still possible when people move together, act quickly, and never compromise their vision. They are one united power.